Hello and welcome to Ask a Web Geek. I'm your host, CJ Gilbert. We're broadcasting live in the web jungle. This is my little piece of the web jungle, what I call the web cave. I'm located in La Mesa, which is in San Diego, California, and I'm so glad that you've joined us today. Tell me, where are you in the world? I'd love to hear from you. There's so many ways that you can let me know. You can communicate to me, and I will point out some of those ways as we go forward in the show this morning. But before we jump into the slides, I just wanted to say hello and greet you. Glad that you're here with us for our 10th show. Can you believe this? This is show number 10. Wow, it goes so fast, right? You just do something and you just never know where it's going to take you. So that's amazing. So thank you for being here on our 10th show. Featured Animal of the Week. I was going to say that it's a raccoon, but it's not. I've just discovered by looking at the label that this is a red panda. So our featured toy animal of the week, because I typically am only showing you toy animals and not real live animals, with some exceptions. This is a red panda, and I don't know much about the red panda. This is not an animal educational show, but I do find these things on my desk from time to time, and I will share them with you as an illustration that we have many animals in the web jungle. Some of them come from the jungle, some of them are not. Maybe you don't feel like you're native to the web jungle. And a couple weeks ago, I had a whale and something else, maybe a shark or something. I can't remember. It was two water animals. And maybe it was an otter. And I pointed out, you know what? Maybe you're not a native of the web jungle, and that's okay. We have different animals of all kinds in the web jungle. So our animal this week is this little red panda. And that'll make a great screenshot, right? Here's our red panda. What do you think, Mr. Red Panda? Oh, he agrees. Okay, good. Alrighty, let's jump into the show. A lot of stuff to cover today. That's kind of a joke. A lot of stuff to cover, and I'll tell you why in just a moment. Let's jump into our slides. Hey, this is the Ask a Web Geek podcast and YouTube show and Facebook show. It's the Ask a Web Geek show. I'm your host, CJ Gilbert. I'll be your web safari guide. We have a lot of people in our web community that will answer your questions and help you as best they can and support you. And I'm just the host that helps you get there. My name is CJ Gilbert. I've been a web developer for 20 years. Here's some contact information. You can find our website, AskAWebGeek.com. AskAWebGeek.com. And feel free to email me, cj@askawebgeek.com. This is the show where we say, what would you like to ask a web geek? You know, I believe your website is your number one tool. Let me say it again. Your website is your number one tool to grow and support your business. And if you think of it that way, if you think of it like a tool that's here for your business, it's going to help you do these key things: attract more customers, make more sales, enhance your customer service, increase your efficiency. All of these things add up to help you save time, save money, and ultimately serve your clients better, faster, and easier. I will be talking a little bit more specifically about how we can do that in today's show, but we're always looking to improve your website, improve your business, and improve your results. You see, we're focused on your website and the technologies that are here to support your business, but the ultimate truth is, whatever we're using, whatever we're working on, we're improving your business. And that's the whole point of what brought us together today. So you're in the right place. I want to say congratulations. You want to improve your business and you're taking the steps to do so. So I say good for you. You're in the right place at the right time. So thank you for being here with us this morning. Give yourself a pat on the back. If you're right-handed, take your right hand. And if you're left-handed, take your left hand. And just give yourself a little pat on the back and say, you know what, you're in the right place and you're doing the right thing. I'm glad you're with us today. So we are Ask a Web Geek. We're in all of these social media channels, so please connect with us wherever you find yourself in the web jungle. First of all, it's it starts as a Facebook Live every Wednesday at 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. We go live into our Facebook group, Ask a Web Geek. We invite you to join the Facebook group. This is the perfect place and the best place for you to post your questions that you have on websites, marketing, email campaigns, online tools that you need to use, social media, anything that's online, you're on your computer, you're using some tool or technology for your business, or it could be scheduling or payment processing, or there's a zillion million things it could be on the internet, depending on your profession, your industry, what tools and resources that you need. So wherever you find yourself needing help, come to our Facebook group, join our Facebook group. Real easy process to get approved. You ask to join and I say okay. And then you're in, and then you can make any posts you want asking us questions about how we can help you, how we can support you in your business. So it starts right there in the Facebook group. So join our Facebook group first. Also, would you please subscribe on YouTube? After we record the show in Facebook, I trim it up a little bit, cut off the beginning and the end, leaving that bonus material only for our Facebook community. And then I have the official show, and that's what we put on YouTube. So we would love it if you'd subscribe to us there on YouTube. You can find all these links at the website and scattered about. If you'd subscribe on YouTube, really appreciate that. Still looking for 100 subscribers, which will allow us to create that custom URL. For now, I've made a subdomain. We talked about that in a previous show. You can go to youtube.askawebgeek.com, and that'll jump you over to our YouTube channel, youtube.askawebgeek.com. So that'll take you to the YouTube channel. Please subscribe there. And if you're a Twitter user, follow us on Twitter at AskAWebGeek. And you're welcome to ask questions there. You're welcome to tweet along with the show. No matter when you're watching this show, I want you to feel free to have your Twitter in your hand and make comments as you watch the show. Give us feedback. If you're in the Facebook group and you're watching it as the Facebook video, you can leave comments there. If you're in the YouTube and you're watching it as a YouTube video and it's convenient to, you can make comments there. But if you're listening to it as a podcast or for whatever reason those other methods don't work, Twitter is a great place to go because you can pull open your phone, you can have the podcast playing in your ear, and you can drop me comments, questions, suggestions, ideas right into Twitter. Tweet at me at AskAWebGeek, and I would love to get your feedback and comments as you're watching the show. Really popular in the podcast world. They say tweet along with the show. It's not bound by time. You don't have to be right on the call with me at 9 a.m. on Wednesday morning. You could be watching the show anytime and shouting out your comments, and I'd love to continue that chat with you on Twitter. So if you're a Twitter user, jump in and follow us there at AskAWebGeek. All your questions, comments, ideas, suggestions are welcome. And finally, it's a podcast. All the links are at our website, but you can also search either the Google or the Apple podcast player. We would love it if you'd subscribe to our Apple podcast because Apple is a huge platform for podcasts, and your subscription and your review there will really help boost the show and allow other people to find the show and get all the great content we've got. So however you use any of these channels, we would love for you to join us. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, as a podcast. Really appreciate your support. Let me know if you have any questions. All of that is at AskAWebGeek.com if you want to find all of that, all of those links and details. Quick disclaimer, you must be willing to have your question or issue addressed in a public forum. This is not legal or professional advice, and you accept responsibility for everything. Let me just touch on those points super quickly. Number one, this is a public show. I am releasing it to Facebook, YouTube as a podcast. So I would love for you to ask me specific questions about your website, but I want to be cognizant that if we're talking about a particular topic, it's okay with you that we're talking about that topic in this public forum. If we want to do something like actually log into your website, we definitely can do that. First of all password fields are obscured, so that's never a problem. But if there's something else we need to do, hide a screen or hide certain information as we're flipping back and forth, we can absolutely do that. So that's never a problem. So I just want to let you know that I'm going to be cognizant cognizant of that fact, and I will protect anything that I see that's glaringly obvious that we should keep that private, like passwords, for example. Sensitive information, will always hide that. But in general, the topics that we talk about, I would love it if you would self-screen your own questions. And again, this is not legal or professional advice. I'm a web geek. I know a lot about the internet, about websites, HTML, CSS, PHP, JavaScript, and about how all these tools come together. I can build a big website or a little website, landing page, opt-in page. We can set up email campaigns. We can set up auto-response emails. There's a lot of things that I know about, a lot of things we can talk about, but I am not an attorney and I'm not a CPA, and you need to have those professional certified people in your life for your business. So come here and ask the Web Geek any questions you have about the web, but do make sure to check with your professionals before you make any changes to your business, okay? And you accept responsibility for everything, including your own success. That's definitely a golden nugget. Hey, who am I? I'm CJ Gilbert. I'm a web geek. I've been a web developer for over 20 years, and now I'm a speaker and an author. I talk to people every day about how to use their website for their business. I believe that your website is your number one tool to grow and support your business. Why is that? Well, because we're in an online world. We're connected through the internet, and your website is the only thing you can fully own and control on the internet. Yes, you should be participating in social media. Yes, you should be in those places where your audience is, but you can't own or control anything on social media. The only thing you can own and control is your own website. So you need to do that, and then you need to go to all those other places and invite them back to your website. For many things, for your free book, for your opt-in, for your articles, for your blog. There's a lot of things that we can offer the world through social media, but publish it to your website first. I can't stress how important that is. My business is serving your business. My business is Gilbert Studios. We build websites for companies, big and small, big websites, little websites, big companies, little companies. We've got a website, we've got a solution that fits your needs and budget. If I can help you in any way with your website or marketing, I would love to do so. Give me a call, send me an email anytime, and I would love to talk to you more about how we can support your business. And that's what we're here to do. This is the public place where I can give you some ideas. You can participate in our community. We are here to make your business better. I believe that if you do more business and you do better business, it's going to help everybody. My business is going to help your business grow, and your business is important to the people that you serve. You have a product, you have a service that is serving the world, and I believe it is my duty to help you do a better job of delivering your message, services, and products. So please let me know how I can help you and support you. Be on the lookout for your golden nugget. Our brains are so interesting, and as we consume information in repetition, you hear something different every time. So whether it's my book that you're reading again, or it's these calls that you consume over and over again, I have intentionally set it up so you could be in Facebook, ask your question, watch the video when it comes out, either live or recorded, then watch it later on YouTube when it comes out a couple days later, over the weekend usually. And then it's a podcast. So the week later, you'll be able to listen to it again. You won't have the visuals in that format, but you've already seen it, hopefully a couple times, and you'll just be able to pick up other information. Just be on the lookout for that golden nugget, and you will find it every time you come to the show. It's really interesting how our brains work. I love it. So grab a piece of paper, draw a line right down the middle, label the left side actions. The left side should be notes. The right side should be actions. Unless you're left-handed, then do it the other way around. That gives you a space to jot down all the notes you want to on one side, but you can have another side where you can call out those action steps for yourself. Those pieces you really want to move and take action on, put those in the right side so they're easily found when you're ready to do that. And make sure to put a big star next to any golden nuggets that you have. I am so excited to talk about our sponsors this week. Let me tell you why. It is because for the last couple of weeks, I've been inviting you to give me a coffee mug with your logo on it. And I am so thrilled to tell you that we have our very first coffee mug sponsor. And I'm going to come right back to the slides so you can get all this information. But first, I want to share with you our coffee mug sponsor of the week is the Active Life Company. Melissa Allen has been an active participant in our community since the beginning. She's asked great questions and participated in our group. And last week, she surprised me by giving me this coffee mug with her logo, Active Life Company. So I want to spend just a minute telling you about the Active Life Company and about what they offer. So thank you, Melissa, for my new coffee mug. Brilliant. I'm so excited about this. If you have a coffee mug with your logo on it, give it to me so I can drink from it on the show and give you some kind of free publicity. I would love to do that. I would love to. So I will take a drink of my coffee, and then I will show you that the product that you can pick up from her website, theactivelifecompany.com, is this amazing little product right here. It is called Kovr. I want to get you a really good shot of that. Kovr, right here by the Active Life Company. This is an all-natural skincare product, a skin protectant. So it's like a sunscreen. It is a sunscreen lotion, and it is all natural. And Melissa and her husband Lonnie are very active. They love hiking and all kinds of sports. Check out the website and see all the great pictures. Follow her on Instagram and see all the amazing, cool places that they go with their business. So thank you. Huge shout out to Melissa for this wonderful gift to me, and congratulations on being our first official actual sponsor of the show. I mean, besides just me, right? I'm sponsoring the show with my business, but we have an actual legitimate sponsor for our show, and I'm thrilled. So let's send you to her website. This is her company, Active Life Company. Go to her website, theactivelifecompany.com, theactivelifecompany.com, and check out this product right here, Kovr. It is an all-natural land and sea skin protectant. And guess what she did? She wanted you to have an extra discount. She didn't have to do this. I didn't even ask her to do this, but she wanted to do this. She created a special code just for you, my audience, WebGeek. You can get 15% off your purchase by using this special code, WebGeek. We think it needs to be capitals. It may work lowercase, but just use all capitals, and it's all together, all one word, WebGeek. That's brilliant, Melissa. That's absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for doing that, and I am proud that you are our first official sponsor of the show, the Active Life Company, and their amazing product, Kovr, the all-natural skin protectant. So thank you so much, Melissa. So glad that you're part of our show, part of our community. And that's me clapping, by the way, for our podcast listener who's wondering what's that noise. It's me clapping. It's the sound of one man clapping. So we have our first official sponsor. Thank you so much to Melissa and the Active Life Company. Do make sure to check out her website, her fantastic product, and you can even get an extra 15% off because you're my audience, and you can use the code WebGeek. Thanks, Melissa. That's amazing. Really appreciate your support of the show. Thanks for being here. Also, a sponsor of the show is my free video workshop. If you're in business, if you have a business, if you're an entrepreneur, if you use a website for your business, you definitely want to check out my free video workshop, mywebsitesafari.com. It's totally free. There's 7 videos. They're each less than 10 minutes long, and they allow you to just take one little bite out of the content, out of my material, which is teaching you to see your website as a tool to improve your business. And each video is going to give you more ideas about something you can do to improve your business and improve your results. We're improving your search, how people find you, improving your sales, how and why they choose to do business with you, and improving your customer service, which allows you to increase your efficiency. It allows you to improve your productivity. It allows you to make more money. All of these things add up to save you time and save you money, and you can learn all about it at mywebsitesafari.com. All right, buckle up. We're going to jump deeper into the web jungle. Make sure you've got your water handy. Let's jump into our featured topic of the week. Someday in the future, I'll have sound effects and music that I play during the show, but for now, it'll just be me going doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Our featured topic of the week, I want to introduce you to the 5 golden keys. Now, this is the material from my book, 5 Keys. if he had it right next to him, he could show it to you. 5 Golden Keys to Sharpen Your Website by CJ Gilbert. And we are going to talk about one of those keys today. This material is also found in the in that course, mywebsitesafari.com. So make sure to check that out. But let's talk about the 5 golden keys, and we're going to talk today about key number 1. This is your goals and your demographic targeting. So where do we start? I love this quote by Lewis Carroll. If you don't know where you're going, you'll probably end up somewhere else. And that could not be more true when it comes to the internet. It is too easy to get lost. It's too easy to become distracted, to start watching a 30-second video and then another, and then another, and then another, and then another. And that's how they get you. And you're trapped in that social media quicksand. We'll avoid the quicksand, folks. We can look for those traps. We can look for those snares that are going to pull you in and not let you go. Whether it's a big snapping trap that grabs your leg and it's painful and it's really hurting your journey, or it's something insidious like quicksand. You don't even realize you're standing in it. You don't even realize you're stuck until you try to take that next step, and all of a sudden it's harder, it's more difficult to keep going. So what do we do about it? We work together. That's what we do. And that's why I've put together this material for you. So let's start by talking about where to start. Where do we start in the web jungle journey? Well, let's start with 2 most important questions. You know, I talk to hundreds of business owners, and I would ask them about what they want their website to do and what they want it to be, and I'd get a lot of blank answers. So that may be you. If this is the first time you've ever been introduced to my material, and I ask you this next question about what you want your website to do, you may not have any idea what you want it to do. You may not know what it can do. So how can you tell me what you want it to do if you don't even know what it can do? So let's jump right in to this first question. What are the primary goals of your website? It could be any of these things. The primary goals of your site. It could be sales, new customers via search engines, customer service, provide support, education, resources, forms. What exactly do you want to offer your viewers? And what type of resources to offer, if any? A lot of people want to make more sales from their website, and that's perfectly a great goal. And if that's your goal, then fantastic. We'll absolutely talk about how to do that. But you may have other goals. You may want to provide some education. You may want to provide some resources. You may have forms that you want your clients to have ahead of time before meeting with you. So I really want you to see your website as a tool that is available to you for all these reasons, all these purposes. As you start thinking of it as a tool and you'll use it actively in your business, it will do more for you and you'll get more out of it. I have a great example of this. One of my clients is Becker's Catering, and we've built a tremendous website together. Of course, I did all the website stuff, but they're providing me the content for the website. So we've spent years working on it, but now it is this big, beautiful website that is loaded with all of their catering menus and their pricing and their sides and their salads and their appetizers and their desserts and their beverages and all the options that are available. So what they do is when they have a customer come into their shop, into their office, they go into the conference room where they have a big screen TV and they've got the website right there on the big screen TV, and they use it as a resource. They use it as a tool during their consultation with their client. And this allows them to go through the menu and talk about the pricing and talk about the number of guests and talk about the options and do you like this salad and do you want this appetizer? And they are using their website as an active tool in their business. I am super proud of the way they use their website. I'm super proud of the website, but I'm more proud of how they're using the website. Does that make sense? They use it as a tool in their business, and I'm thrilled that they're doing it that way. And I want you to do it that way. How can we make your website work better for you? Improve your sales, improve your customer service, and provide resources, education, forms, whatever else. What other ideas did you get just then while I was babbling on about that? Did you get another idea of what you could do with your website? Let me know. Tweet me, leave me a comment. So this is super important. The primary goals of your site. Jot this down. These are some questions for you to think about later. Write out a few sentences or more about what you'd like to get out of your website. And then write a few more about what you'd like your customers to get out of your website. Those might be two different things. What you want your website to do, what you want your customers to be able to get through your website, they might be two different things. They might be the same thing, but they might be two different things. And I want you to think about it from both of those perspectives. Here's the next piece. Here's the second most important question. Spend some time with those questions, but then also consider this. Who is your target audience? The more specific you can be with this, the more you can drill down on your target audience, the better. And all of this material, by the way, is in my video course, mywebsitesafari.com. This is video number 3 that talks about these concepts. So do check that out to get all the material. There's also a worksheet in there that you can download and fill out that has this material in it and will help you fill that out. So mywebsitesafari.com is where you can sign up for that. And you'll look for video number 3 and there's the worksheet. Look for the worksheet underneath the video in video 3. The more specific you can be, I don't have a whole lot of time to keep going on this topic, but the more specific you can be with the target market, the greater chance you have of reaching more people. Now, that may sound counterintuitive because I see a lot of people wanting to reach everybody. I want to reach all the people, everybody with skin, everybody with teeth, everybody with a spine. I hear those things in networking meetings, and maybe you do too, and they make us chuckle and they make us laugh because they're funny and clever. But the problem is when you ask somebody to think of anybody or somebody, you think of nobody. But if you can do the opposite, if you can drill down to some specific asks, you're going to trigger someone's brain. So if I say, hey, send me anybody that needs help with their website. Well, that's great. And if you run into someone this week and they're complaining about their website, maybe you'll think of me in that moment. But wouldn't it be more effective if I gave you something really specific to look at? So I could say somebody that's struggling putting together an email campaign, someone that knows they need to use email marketing for their business, but they're not sure where to start. They're not sure how to set it up or put the forms on their website. That gives you a few more things to look at. So if you can do that with your business, if you can ask people for a specific person to think of, that'll help them give you more referrals. For example, if I say, I want to talk to the lady that goes to your church on Wednesday nights. She's driving a minivan. She's going through a divorce right now. She's got 3 kids. Now, that may have triggered someone in your mind, even if the facts are slightly different. Maybe you know someone that goes to church on Thursday, not Wednesday. Maybe she drives an SUV, not a minivan. Maybe she has 2 kids, not 3 kids. Maybe she's finished her divorce. She's not going through divorce, whatever, right? The actual facts can change slightly. The point is I gave you a couple hooks and your brain is going to latch onto those hooks. It'll substitute details as necessary, but it will still help trigger more ideas for you. So think about that. Grab that worksheet so you can really narrow down who your target market is. You want to create some ideal customer profiles. It is not possible to spend too much time on this step. The more you can identify who your target market is, the more you can serve them, the more that you can craft your marketing material, your blog posts, your website content, your email to reach that specific person. Talk about the emotional issues that they're looking for. Don't just talk about the features of your thing, talk about how those benefits of the features actually impact the people that you're working with. You need to be so specific that you can begin to see this person in your mind's eye. Even goes so far as to give him or her a name. Because if you create this profile and you name him Joe, or you name her Karen, and you know that you hold that person in your mind, that is the person that you're speaking to every time you write a blog post or an article or an email, that's going to give you greater clarity, and it's actually going to help you reach more people. It sounds counterintuitive why I'm asking you to drill down to a small niche as possible, but what's going to happen is it's going to actually help you identify a greater amount of people that you can serve that fit that niche. So spend some dedicated, distraction-free time thinking about all this and write it down. It's okay if you have 2 to 3 ideal customer profiles. As long as you can identify some specifics that you can zero in on and you can tell other people to zero in on, that's going to help you reach more people. It's going to help you get more referrals from people who run into those people, and it's going to help your business grow. So spend some time working on this. So the first couple questions about your goals, what you want to get, what you want your customers to get, and then this one, your target audience, create these ideal customer profiles. And then after you do that work, after you've asked and answered those questions, then look at these questions. Does anything need to change in your goals or in your business? Did these exercises spark any new ideas to reach a particular niche? Does this illuminate any areas where you can see something is not working? Let me make a couple comments on each one of those. Does anything need to change in your goals? So you start with what are your goals now? Who's your target market? But then after you've worked through that process, you have to go back and say, you have to look at the goals again and see if they're still in alignment. And maybe you'll realize, oh, maybe I need to change my goals, or maybe I need to change something I'm doing in my business and then come back to the website. So working on this is going to give you other ideas, and it's going to share with you other things that need to change and grow in your business. So work through this, see what answers come to you, and then you'll kind of go back to the beginning and you'll be able to identify those goals that I was asking you a few minutes ago, because now you have more clarity, now that you better understand your audience and their needs. And working through that, the idea of your target market, it might illuminate, it might show you a specific niche that you could be doing more for. You might realize, wow, I really do want to meet a lady that's in transition. I really do want to meet someone who's moving from a long-term relationship out of it. Maybe she's getting a divorce or a separation, or coming out of a long-term relationship. I know people that have they're dating for 8, 9, 10 years, and then it doesn't work out. It's not exactly a divorce, but it sure feels like a divorce when you've been with someone for so long. So maybe your business helps someone in that situation. So working through this concept of your ideal customer profiles may help you identify a niche that you were not looking to serve before. And do you know that you will get greater results serving what you think of as a smaller group of people, because it helps those people more closely identify with what you're doing. So see if you can find a niche that really aligns with the work that you're doing. And then maybe these questions will show you something that's not working in your business, either from your goals or from your target market, or a target market you thought you were serving, but it's not working out for some reason. And that might help you kind of redirect where you want your ship to go next, right? I'm thinking of the metaphor of they talk about when they're flying a rocket ship to the moon. It's not like they just set a course and blasting off and there it goes. There's a story about how it requires constant corrections because of, I don't know what I'm going to say, wrong facts now, but the wind or energy or the sun rays or, whatever it is, right? Whether it's an airplane flying across the ocean or whether it's a rocket ship to the moon, the computer or the pilot has to make constant adjustments to keep that ship on course. You need to do the same thing in your business. You may know where you're sailing, but the waters are going to pull you this way and that way. The wind is going to pull you this way or that way. And so you need to be able to adjust. Let me back it up to my jungle metaphor. We're hiking through the jungle. We may come to a river that we just can't cross here. It's too crazy. It's too wild. We have to back up, go a different way, and find another way through and over that pathway. So constant corrections. A couple comments from Garrison. This person is often referred to as your client avatar. Yes, that's a great point. I'm referring to it as your ideal customer profile. Another word commonly used is avatar, your customer avatar, your client avatar. And you might have several different ones. Yes, Garrison, absolutely true. You might have 2 or even 3 avatars or customer profiles that you need to think about. You know, analyzing your target market and how best to serve them can only help you improve your website, your business, and your results. I love this quote by Zig Ziglar. What you get by achieving your goals is not as important as what you become by achieving your goals. So spend some time thinking about your goals and spend some time thinking about the audience that you serve, and you'll find those 2 things line up and work better together. Remember, your website is your #1 tool to grow and support your business, but it's got to come from a place of you know what you want it to do and you know the people you want to serve. And in my material and in my video course, check out my video course, would you please? mywebsitesafari.com. There's nothing technical in it. It's just ideas. So my hope is you may not have any clue at this point what you want your website to do. Or you may not have any ideas of what you should make your goals. Just going through this course is going to give you some clarity. It's going to give you some ideas. Oh, I can use my website to do that. Of course, you may already realize you want your website to increase the sales in your business, but you may not understand how that happens. So walking through this course is going to give you some clarity. It's going to give you some answers, and then you'll be able to come back and say, okay, now I've got some goals. Now I know where I want to set sail with my ship, and I know where to go from here. So for what it's worth, take some time, check out, go through those questions we just outlined, and check out that workshop to get all the information. And if you just watch it, don't even, if you're a student and you like to take notes the whole time, do it. That's how I like to do it. But if you just want to watch it for entertainment's purposes, do that. Just watch the thing and see what ideas come to your mind, and then go back and actually take it as a student, and you'll have some answers for that first goal section. So feel free to watch the whole thing straight through and then go back to the beginning and go through it like it's a course, because it is, because that's how I intended it to be. I want you to go through it a couple times, and you're going to get more out of each time. All right, let me take a drink from my coffee mug, sponsored by the Active Life Company. Active Life Company has a product called Kovr, which is an all-natural skincare protectant. So if you have an active life and you find yourself in the sunshine, make sure to pick up some all-natural Kovr sunscreen, and make sure to use this discount code WebGeek, all one word, all uppercase, WebGeek, to get 15% off. Thanks, Melissa. Thanks for being a sponsor of the show. Glad you're with us today. In spirit, you're not live on the show with us. I know you'll watch it later, and I'm so glad that you're with us this morning. All right. Just a couple more comments here for us, just a couple more things to talk about. It's time to Ask a Web Geek. This is the part of the show where we answer any questions that you have about websites, email campaigns, social media, whatever you need to work on this week in your jungle. Do you need to upload a picture somewhere and it's not working? Do you need to improve your LinkedIn profile? You want some ideas for better graphics or images or photos, or what's the question you have? See, I want to give you some ideas of what those questions could be, but I don't know what you're struggling with this week. So just tell me what you're struggling with. Even if you don't have a specific question, tell me what you're struggling with, and maybe I can come up with an idea for a tool or a resource or something that will help you through that problem. And that's why we're here, so you can ask a web geek and we can figure it out together. I want you to come to our Facebook group and check out all these conversations that are currently going on. We've got a lot of great involvement from our community. We've had questions about CRMs, customer relationship management tools. We've had conversations on project management tools. And there's Melissa right there. She's asking about PR web. These are active conversations that are taking place in the announcement section of our site. I've pinned them up there so you can find them and participate easily. If you have any ideas, check out what the people are saying about their suggestions. And then if you have another one, please jump in and let us know. A lot of people shouting out a lot of great CRMs that they're using, and we're open for more suggestions. If there's something that you use, chime in and let us know. We would love your feedback. We also have a question inspired by one of our community members, Peter. He's asking for good books and resources on offline things he can do, inexpensive guerrilla marketing techniques and ideas. What are relatively cheap things that business owners and independent professionals can do to gain greater exposure and reach in their local areas and beyond? We have a couple comments in the Facebook group already. We've talked about them on previous shows. Last week's show, I spent a lot of time talking about business networking and how you can use it for your business in your local community, and a couple websites you could check out to find those events and participate, and some mindset you want to have when you do that to get the best results. So if you missed that, jump back to episode 9 and check out that information on business networking. That's where I met Peter, and a lot of these great folks in our community was through the networking that I'm doing offline to grow my business. So I encourage you to do the same thing. Check out those local groups, meet some people, build some relationships. It's going to lead to referrals. It's going to lead to more business. And let me know how I can support you as you do that. We do have a question from Peter. Peter made a comment underneath one of my videos. I think it was a video I posted yesterday or the day before. It was probably yesterday. I was talking about something, and Peter said, "You're so knowledgeable, it's mesmerizing. Hey, do you ever summarize these videos in typed up blog entries that are searchable? Looking for advice on testimonials on one's website. Thanks." Okay, Peter, couple answers, comments, suggestions. I'm so knowledgeable and it's mesmerizing. Thank you so much for the compliment. I appreciate that. I do my best to share the information that I've accumulated. I've been a student of business for a long time. I've been studying sales since 2000 probably, so that's coming up on 20 years I've been studying sales. Before that, I had a customer service jobs, and I've learned about customer service. I've been studying sales, and then since having my own business, I had to study business. That was a whole new thing to learn. In fact, I'm going to put together a page of resources of books that excellent books that I've found along the way that I recommend. So stay tuned for that in an upcoming segment. But so it's my privilege to share the information that I've accumulated over the years. I've studied so many amazing masters of different topics of sales and of speaking, and I shout out about them every now and then. So it's my privilege to share with you the information I've picked up here and there and along the way. And those in our community really knowledgeable about so many things. I love that I've met so many different people in different industries and different aspects, and they all are professionals and experts on their own field. So, hey, another great opportunity. If you need some sort of service or product, that's another thing you can ask for in our community, because I'm 100% sure we're going to know somebody that we can introduce you to that's going to help you with that problem. So no matter what your problem is or your need, come to our group and ask for it, because it's an amazing group of people. We have over 90 people in the group now, and you're guaranteed to find the right professional that you need to work with. So thank you, Peter. Thanks for being part of our community. It's my privilege. Do I ever summarize my videos in typed up blog entries? Kind of, and sometimes. These videos, the Ask A Web Geek videos, I create show notes for them, which summarizes all the topics that we talk about, and it's roughly in the order that we talk about it, so you can zoom backward or forward to find the piece that you're looking for. And I put that summary on our website, on YouTube, and in the Facebook group underneath each video. So no matter where you are in those pieces, you should be able to see those show notes, which will talk about the topics, and they have been getting a little more thorough as I've added a little more information into those show notes as we go. I also include links if we're talking about other websites or resources or something. I want to make it as easy for you as possible to find those. So you can look for those links there. Last week on the show, I talked about business networking, which is a blog article. It actually started as a blog article on my website, and then I featured it last week to share with you. Here's some ideas and concepts and what it meant, and I talked through it. But the blog article is there as well if you want to read that. Peter, I don't always make typed up blog entries for every one of my videos, but it's a great idea, and maybe I'll consider doing that so that they're searchable. Thank you very much. Okay, let's get right to his question. Looking for advice on testimonials on one's website. That's a great question, Peter. Testimonials are so important for your website. I often talk about testimonials. In fact, when I get to the key that's talking about sales, I talk a lot about testimonials because it's one thing for you to tell people how great you are, but it carries very little weight because, of course, you're going to tell people how great you are. What's super important is when other people are talking about how great you are and what you've done for them. So here's a distinction I want to make. There's a couple different ways that you could get testimonials, and some are more effective than others. So here's an example of a testimonial that's not quite as effective. Testimonials that are just kind of fluffy, they don't have a lot of substance, and they just say things like, CJ is great, CJ is fun and friendly and, knowledgeable and, some kind of, hey, he's a super great guy testimonials. Those are nice. They're nice to hear. And, if I'm on my page for being a speaker, you want to hear that I'm funny and that, I speak good, I talk good stuff, and, people can laugh while they're learning, and that makes sense in that kind of environment. But maybe on a website where you're talking about a product or a service you offer, you don't want testimonials that are like, he's great, it's super, it's awesome. What you really want to do is showcase a problem that you solved and how people have been transformed as a result of it. So a better testimonial, instead of just, he's great, he's super, would be, I had this problem, and then Peter helped me do this, and now I've achieved this solution. And you can have a page on your website for testimonials where you can have that whole thing visible for them to read, and then take just a teeny snippet out of that and put that all over the rest of your site. Your home page, your about page, every other page of your site should have a little teeny snippet of those testimonials, make them a little different, and then link them back to the testimonial page. So if someone wants to, they can go hear what your clients are saying. It could be called testimonials. It could be called case studies. It could be what our clients are saying is really popular. A couple other ideas for you. So you want clear information about the problem that existed, how you walked them through it, and how they have changed, how they have transformed as a result. And you can take just a snippet of that for your homepage, maybe have a couple of them, and then link back to all the testimonials. If someone wants to read more about that, let them, but give them the snippet so they can see it, process it, absorb it, and then if they want to, they can go read the full information. So don't put the full testimonial on your homepage necessarily. It's not quite as powerful as a couple snippets that tease them, and then they say, oh, I want to read more about that, and then they click it, and then they can read the whole story in the words of your client. What's better than a written testimonial? A video testimonial. If you can get your client to record themselves on video with that information, it is super helpful. So here's some things to consider. I'm spinning through the catalog of my brain right now to see if I have a resource I can pull up right now with a formula for how to create this. And I think it's going to take too long for me to find. So I might find that for you later, Peter, and deliver that to you, maybe as a link somewhere. But for now, let me just summarize off the top of my head. You want them to talk about the problem that they were going through. This is who I was and what I was struggling with and my feelings around it. And then I met Peter or whoever, right? Then I met you, my guide, and you helped me do this, you helped me transform this, you helped me think of this, you helped me cross this bridge over that jungle, and now I've achieved this result. This is how my life has changed. This is how my business has changed. This is the transformation that I received as a result of doing business with this person. So where I was, what I was struggling with, the pain I was having, then I met so-and-so, he or she helped me through this process, and now I've achieved this result. And now I feel this way, and now I'm more empowered, and now my business has increased 57.8%. That's the transformation. So I'll have to come back to you with some if you want me to come back to you with a specific formula that you can fill out or encourage your clients to fill out, I will do that. I'll do that research for you. But for now, this is the general concept: where they were, how you helped them through it, and who and what and how and where they are now. The transformation. So that's the key. So there's a lot of information there that you can go back and listen to me babble about, but the bottom line is you don't want fluffy, not a whole lot of content testimonials like CJ's great, CJ's awesome, CJ is so super. That's not as effective as I had this problem, CJ helped me fix it, and then I've achieved this result. The other day, Garrison stood up in a meeting and said, I don't know if you realize this, guys, but sometimes CJ can solve your problem in a minute with the wave of his magic wand. I was struggling with this situation on my website, and CJ said, did you try this? Click here, there, and there. And 2 minutes later, we'd totally transformed his website, and he was thrilled that he could launch this other thing. This isn't me saying this, by the way. This is what Garrison was saying to a room of people. And that was an amazing example of a fantastic testimonial. He was struggling with this, and then CJ did this, super quick and easy for CJ, but the result that I experienced was amazing. It was amazing, and I couldn't thank him enough. It took 2 minutes of his time, but it was something I'd been struggling with for hours and days and weeks. So that's a great testimonial for me, because it was literally something I was like, here, let's do this. Let's turn this on. Click there. Boom, boom, boom. Now you're all set. Oh, did you add this? Oh, did you add this? Oh, do this one more thing. And he was like, whoa, this is exactly what I wanted and needed, and thank you so much. So that's a great example of a powerful testimonial. I was struggling with this, then CJ helped me do this, and now I've achieved this result, and I'm super happy and thrilled. So I hope that helps. I hope that gives you some ideas of what you might be able to do with your testimonials. By all means, get people to write those for you, publish them. LinkedIn is an excellent place to ask for testimonials because it's embedded into their software. After you've connected with someone in LinkedIn, you can send them a recommendation request. You just note what company you were working for, you note if they were a client of yours or a colleague of yours, and you say, write me something. And then they do, and then it comes to you for approval, and then you can approve that on your LinkedIn profile. Check out my LinkedIn profile if you want to see what that looks like. I've got a lot of recommendations on there. You can see I've accumulated those over the years. And then I take some of those and I put them on my website so you can find them there. So hopefully that gives you some ideas. LinkedIn is an excellent place to ask for those recommendations. And there's nothing wrong with working with your customer on how to word those things. I'm not saying make up stuff and that your customer is saying. I'm saying work with the customer to clarify the message so that it's more clear to them what they're saying and it's more clear to your audience how you help them. And that's perfectly, absolutely okay that you do that. And if they're willing to appear on video, even a 10 to 15 second video, if you're with them and you can just film it real quick on your phone, that is super helpful as well. So hopefully that gives you some ideas. Peter, let me know your follow-up questions and ideas if you would. Meanwhile, I want to remind you that Ask a Web Geek is sponsored this week by The Active Life Company at theactivelifecompany.com. Thank you for my new coffee mug. We have an official sponsor of the show this week. It's Melissa with The Active Life Company. I'm going to give her a double shout out. If you're near El Cajon in East County, San Diego, she has a business called Optimum Condition. She is a personal trainer and helps people with their fitness goals and does a lot more stuff than that too. So check her out, Optimum Condition. I think the website's optimumcondition.com. So check that out. And so you get a double shout out, Melissa, for being our first sponsor, theactivelifecompany.com. Make sure to use this special code if you want to purchase some of this all-natural skincare from her website. Make sure to use the code WebGeek. That's going to save you an extra 15%. And that's a gift that Melissa is giving you, our Ask A Web Geek community. So special thanks to Melissa for doing that. Really appreciate you being our first official sponsor of the show. Love your coffee mug. Love that you created that savings code just for our audience. Really appreciate your involvement in our community, the great questions that you've asked, and the support that you're giving the community. So please, everyone, go check out our website. Even if you're not ready to buy it yet, still go there and check out the website, theactivelifecompany.com, and tell her that CJ sent you. And would you please also check out my free video workshop? Invite a friend to do it with you. It's free. mywebsitesafari.com. There's 7 videos. Each one is less than 10 minutes, so you can take a little bite out of it. If you want to, you could go through all the videos at one time. Set aside, 90 minutes. If you've got a couple hours, you want to dedicate a Saturday to this workshop, you can. You set aside 2 hours so you can do all the videos and all the exercises. Great. Do it that way. Wonderful. Or you can do it the way I'm guessing most people need to do it, which is a little piece at a time. And that's good too. You want to watch one video a day? That's great. You want to watch one video every 3 days, stretch it out over 3 weeks? That's great too. The bottom line is you watch the videos, you think about the material, you interpret it, how you can improve your own business and your results using your website as a tool. So check that out, mywebsitesafari.com. It is a totally free workshop for you. There's worksheets, there's tips, there's questions, there's exercises, and let me know what other questions you have that pop up as you're going through there. There's a comment box underneath each video for you to talk to me and our community there, or feel free to email me, cj@askawebgeek.com, with any questions you have about that, or any of the material, or any questions, or any tools you need help with. And you can find all the links and details to our show at AskAWebGeek.com. I publish every show there with the show notes, with the link to the audio. If you want to download the audio to put it on your own podcast player or on your phone or on your computer, you are welcome to do that. You can watch the video there. You can jump over to YouTube. You can jump to our Facebook group. All the links are there. You can subscribe on Google or Apple Podcasts. All the links and details are at AskAWebGeek.com. Thank you so much for your time and attention this morning. I'm so thrilled that you've been with us this morning. This is CJ Gilbert coming to you live from the Web Jungle. We're in the Web Cave, and we're here to improve your business. How can I help you? How can I support you in your business? Are you struggling with something? Is there a tool that you need to learn more about? Is there a concept you need to learn more about? Do you have an error on your website somewhere and you just want someone to look at that? Ask me how I can support you, and I'm really looking forward to doing that. Thank you so much for your time and attention today. At Gilbert Studios, we understand that the internet is a jungle. It's too easy to get lost and fall down to hidden traps and go down the wrong path and find yourself lost in the jungle. Avoid that by hiring a well-trained guide. Join a community, join a village. We can march through this jungle together and get you where you want to go. Have a wonderful week. Have a wonderful Website Wednesday. Ask me any questions, send me an email or make a comment. Join our Facebook group, subscribe, and we appreciate your support there. If you've got an answer, you may find that you have an answer to somebody else's question. That would be awesome. Jump in. Let us know if you have an answer to any of those questions we were looking at a few minutes ago. If you have any thoughts, we're here to support each other. So join us, jump in, and we can't wait to see you next week on the show. Again, my name is CJ Gilbert with AskAWebGeek.com. Wishing you a wonderful week and a happy Wednesday, and we'll see you next week in the Web Jungle. The internet's a jungle. Roar! See you next week. God bless. And a special goodbye to you.